Imagine this: a self-driving car approaches a busy intersection. The light turns yellow. A pedestrian steps off the curb. In a fraction of a second, the AI makes a decision, and someone gets hurt. Now here's the question that keeps ethicists, lawyers, and engineers up at night. Who is responsible? Is it the driver, who wasn't even touching the wheel? The car manufacturer who built the vehicle? The software company that wrote the algorithm? The data scientists who trained the model? Or the regulators who approved it for the road? Welcome to the accountability gap, the uncomfortable space where AI makes decisions, but responsibility seems to vanish into thin air. Here's the uncomfortable truth: AI doesn't remove responsibility, it just moves it. It scatters it across a complex web of developers, companies, users, and regulators. And when responsibility is everywhere, it's often nowhere. Let's look at some real-world examples. In 2018, Amazon discovered that its AI recruiting tool was systematically discriminating against women. The algorithm had learned from historical hiring data, which reflected decades of male-dominated tech culture. The AI wasn't malicious. It was just very good at finding patterns that happened to be biased. Who was responsible? The engineers who built it? The managers who deployed it? The company that used biased training data? Consider Tesla's autopilot. When accidents happen, Tesla often points to the driver, who agreed to keep their hands on the wheel. But drivers point to Tesla, whose marketing implied the car could drive itself. The responsibility ping-pongs back and forth, and victims are left in the middle. Or think about medical AI. An algorithm misses a cancer diagnosis. The doctor trusted the AI. The hospital trusted the doctor. The patient trusted the hospital. When the error is discovered, the blame diffuses through the system like smoke. Here's the core problem: you can't put an algorithm on trial. AI has no conscience, no intentions, no capacity for guilt. It doesn't understand the consequences of its actions. It just optimizes for whatever goal it was given. So where does responsibility actually go? The answer is it moves to the humans in the loop. The developers who build AI systems must take responsibility for testing, auditing, and anticipating failure modes. The companies that deploy AI must take responsibility for how it's used and misused. The users who rely on AI must take responsibility for understanding its limitations. And the regulators must take responsibility for setting clear rules and enforcing them. The solution isn't to stop using AI. It's to build systems of accountability that match the complexity of the technology. This means transparency. AI systems should be explainable. We should be able to understand why a decision was made. This means auditability. Like airplane black boxes, AI systems should keep records of their decisions that can be reviewed after the fact. This means human oversight. For high-stakes decisions, humans should remain in the loop with the power to override AI recommendations. And this means clear liability. Laws and contracts should specify who is responsible when AI fails. Let's return to that self-driving car at the intersection. In a world with proper accountability, the answer to who is responsible would be clear. The manufacturer would be liable for hardware failures. The software company would be liable for algorithmic errors. The driver would be responsible for situations where human intervention was required. And regulators would be accountable for the standards they set. The responsibility doesn't disappear. It's distributed, documented, and enforceable. Here's the bottom line: AI is a tool, powerful tool. But like all tools, it extends human capability without replacing human responsibility. The surgeon who uses a robotic arm is still responsible for the surgery. The judge who uses a risk assessment algorithm is still responsible for the sentence. The CEO who deploys AI hiring tools is still responsible for fair employment practices. AI doesn't remove responsibility, it moves it. And it's up to us, all of us, to make sure it moves to the right places. Because if everyone is responsible, no one is. And that's a future none of us should accept.